Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever time of the day you're watching this video. Welcome to Aquarius classes. In today's video, we will be starting our 5 days basic to advanced IELTS crash course. Today's lecture would be an introductory one, but before watching this video, I would recommend you to watch my complete guide to the IELTS video to get a head start. The link to which has been provided in the description box below. Also, the timestamps for this video have been provided in the description box below along with the notes of this lecture. So do check them out also. Now, without wasting any time, let's get started. IELTS stands for International English Language Testing System. It is an exam that was created by University of Cambridge, United Kingdom, which is a British university. Now, because this was created by a British university, you will find a lot of British English spellings and accent in the exam. So, I would recommend you to start watching British TV shows and movies, and also I have uploaded a series of short YouTube videos about the differences in the spellings between British English and the American English. So do check that playlist out. The link will be provided in the description box below. Now, there are two co-owners of the IELTS, namely the British Council and the IDP. And the IDP stands for the International Development Program. Now, these two agencies are responsible for conducting the IELTS exam at various locations. Now, a lot of students have this misconception that if they book their exam, let us say through the British Council, they will score less marks. Or if they choose to book their exam through the IDP, they will score less marks. But this is altogether a really, really huge misconception. It does not matter through which agency you are booking your exam. Your test will be checked according to the parameters set by the University of Cambridge. The British Council and the IDP examiners have to adhere to those parameters. So it does not matter through which agency you book your exam. Now let's move further ahead. Now, depending on the purpose of taking the IELTS, there are broadly two categories of the exam. If you want to, let's say, study abroad, you have to appear for the academic IELTS exam. And if you have to work abroad, you have to take the general training IELTS exam. Now, depending on the medium that you choose to take your test, the test is categorized into two categories: the pen paper based exam and the computer based exam. Now, there are various arguments as to which type of exam you should take. I will be making a separate video for that, so do subscribe to the channel. Now, you will be examined for your English language proficiency, and you will be scored on a scale of 1 to 9. Your scores being like 1, 1.5 to 2.5, etc. And you can not score 0 in the exam. A score of 0 would just mean that you did not appear for the exam. And these scores that you get are called band scores. Now, another really important point that I want to cover over here is that, as you can see, this exam is for going abroad, whether it is the academic one or it is the general training one. Both are for going abroad. And because you are giving the exam to go abroad, you will need your passport. You will need your passport. Now, I have seen a lot of students, they forget their passport at their home. And because of that, they have to suffer a lot. The reason being that they are not allowed to take the test. So always remember to take your passport when you're going to appear for your exam, along with your admit card that you will be receiving by a mail. Now let's move ahead. So broadly, there are four modules of the exam. The exam is divided into four parts that assesses your four skills of the language. It will be testing your listening skills, your reading skills, your writing skills, as well as your speaking skills. The listening, reading, and the writing module will be conducted on one single day, whereas the speaking module will be conducted around in between 5 days before or after the exam. Now, the speaking exam will be conducted generally in some hotel where they can record your interview, or in the special test centers created by the IDP and the British Council at various locations. So now let's move ahead. Now let's start discussing about the first module. I will just be giving you a brief introduction to the every module, and we will be covering each module in the upcoming videos. So stay tuned to the channel. Now, coming to the listening module, over here, a 20 to 30 minutes long audio is played. And if you're appearing for the pen paper based test, then you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers from the question paper to the answer sheet. When you're listening to the audio, you can just keep writing your answers on the question booklet itself and then transfer it to the answer sheet. And if you're appearing for the computer based test, then you will be directly typing your answers on the question paper, or I would say the desktop itself. So there is no extra time given for transferring the answers. Of course, you will just be given 2 minutes to check your spellings or check every answer, go through them all once. Now this module is broadly divided into four sections with increasing difficulty, and each of the sections has 10 questions. And the first section is about a social topic. The second one is about a social everyday situation as well. Then the third one will be some academic study, research, or anything. And the fourth one will be some study or some research or some everyday situation as well. Now, the first module is a dialogue between two speakers. As you know, the meaning of dialogue is a conversation between two people. The first and the second one is a monologue. That means Mono means one, that means just one speaker will be speaking. And the third one is once again a conversation between 3 to 4 speakers. And the fourth and the last one is again a monologue of just one speaker speaking at a stretch. Now, you will be given some pause breaks in between to read the questions, but the fourth section, you will not be getting any break. You will just get once 30 seconds, around 30 seconds, and after that, you have to just start answering the questions, and it is not really enough to read all the questions. So, you need to work on your reading speed a lot. Try to increase the reading speed because that will also assist you in your reading module, as I have mentioned in my complete guide to the IELTS video. Now, coming to your academic and general training exam. The listening module is the same for both the exam. The format is same, the type of question are same, everything. We will be covering everything in upcoming videos, but if you have seen my complete guide to the ALTS videos, you must be knowing some summary sort of thing about the listening module as well. Let's move ahead.
Excuse me, would you mind if I asked you some questions? We're doing a survey on transport.
Yes, that's okay.
First of all, can I take your name?
Yes, it's Sadie Jones.
Thanks very much. And could I have your date of birth? Just the year will do, actually. Is that all right?
Yes, that's fine. It's 1991.
So, next, your postcode, please.
It's DW30 7YZ.
Great, thanks. Is that in Wells?
No, it's actually in Harborne. Wells isn't far from there, though.
I really like that area. My grandmother lived there when I was a kid.
Yes, it is nice.
Right, so now I want to ask you some questions about how you travelled here today. Did you use public transport?
Yes, I came by bus.
OK, and that was today. It's the 24th of April, isn't it?
Isn't it the 25th? No, actually, you're right.
And what was the reason for your trip today? I can see you've got some shopping with you.
Yes, I did some shopping, but the main reason I came here was to go to the dentist.
That's not much fun. Hope it was nothing serious.
No, it was just a checkup. It's fine.
Good. Do you normally travel by bus into the city centre?
Yes, I stopped driving in ages ago because parking was so difficult to find, and it costs so much.
I see.
The bus is much more convenient too. It only takes about 30 minutes.
That's good. So where did you start your journey?
At the bus stop on Claxby Street.
Is that CLAXBY?
That's right.
So this was pretty much an example of how the listening module works, and I hope you must have marked, written the answers, and here are the answers. You can check them all. And even if you have gotten some of them wrong or even all of them wrong, then don't worry. We will be discussing the listening module in great detail, and you will be able to understand how to solve these kind of questions. This was the form filling category of questions, which is considered to be a really easy one. So there is nothing to worry about it. Now let's move ahead. So this is pretty much how your answer sheet would look like if you are giving the pen paper based test. And here I would recommend you to write your answers in capital letters or bold letters or block letters, I would say, because it's easier for the examiner to read that rather than your natural handwriting. So now let's discuss your reading module. A lot of students are scared of it. It is considered to be the toughest module by a lot of students. But frankly speaking, it's not really that tough if you know your strategies and if you have done your practice. I myself was able to crack it with a perfect 9 band score, and I will guide you through a lot of reading exercises in upcoming videos. So stay tuned to the channel, and in this module we will be asked 40 questions, and it's a 60 minutes module. In this case, the academic reading module and the general training reading module are not the same. That's why I have given the sign of not equal to over here. And the academic one has 3 passages, whereas the general training one has 5 passages. Of course, the academic one is about academics, and the general training one is about general or work topics, and the scoring patterns are different as well. Now I will be giving you an example of how the reading module looks like, and I will be taking the example of the computer-based test, and this is how the test will start. First, you need to confirm your details. If your details are not correct, just inform the examiner. After that, just click on my details are correct if your details are correct. Then some instructions will come up depending on the module. If it's the academic listening module, then the details for the listening module will come up. If it is the writing module, then the instructions for the writing module will come up. If it is the reading module, then obviously the instructions of the reading modules are showing up right now. So let's just start the test. So here is a passage given. This is the question number 1. This is the question number 2. This is the question number 3. And this is the question number 4. So I hope you try to solve the passage by pausing the video. And here are the answers to that passage. Again, if you got them wrong, then no need to worry. We will be covering the reading module in great detail. So this is how the reading module answer sheet would look like. As you can see, it is pretty much the same as the listening module answer sheet. So again, write the answers in the capital letters or in block letters. Now let's come to the writing module, which is the last module that will be covered in the single day of your main test. It is divided into 2 parts, that is task 1 and task 2. The task 1 is different for both general training and academic exam, but the task 2 is the same for both. You need to write an essay. In the general training exam, the task 1 is writing a letter. It may be an informal letter, formal letter, semi-formal letter, or anything like that. And the academic exam, you have to write a report. So we will be obviously discussing a lot of writing tasks. But if you have watched my complete guide to the IELTS videos, you must be having a detailed knowledge about the writing module, what is the format of it, how you can go about it, how you can write some sentences that are always going to help you score better, and what are the parameters of judgment, how to go about everything, some crucial tips from my side, everything. So this is the answer sheet for the task 1, and you do not write anything below this line, and do not fill in anything. This is for the examiner to fill in. And if you need, you can get an extra sheet, but I would recommend you to stick to word limits. Generally, the word limits are not given, but it's recommended to write only around, I would say, 150 to 180 words in the task one. And this is the answer sheet for the task 2. Once again, don't write anything over here, don't write anything over here. It's all of the examiner's space for giving the remarks and all. And over here, you fill in all your information. And once again, this one also has some sort of a word limit. I would recommend you to stick to that around 200 to 250, I would say. Around, or I would say just 180 to 250. But I would say rather go with 200 to 250. So stick to the word limit, because if you don't give a concise answer in the test, then your English level proficiency is considered not to be strong. Now coming to the last module of the exam, which is going to be conducted on a different day than your other three modules, as I said. And this one you will be getting a mail and a message, an SMS about the venue, the time, and the date. Generally, it is conducted in the hotels, but sometimes also there are test centers in cities. And if there is a test center in the city, then you will be obviously going to the test center. If it's not there, then the IDP or British Council, they choose some hotel to conduct the exam. Now, this is going to be a 12 to 15 minutes interview sessions, and it's going to have 3 rounds. And it is going to be pretty much the same, I would say, for academic and general training. So let's move ahead. Obviously, the category types of questions would be a bit different for both, but broadly it is the same format. Now, for the speaking test, it is divided into 3 rounds, as I said. The first one is the introduction and just some general questions about hobbies, interests, and sports. And then I would say to answer in just 2 to 3 lines, don't give really long answers. Students have a misconception that giving long answers will give them more marks, but in reality, it will fetch you low marks. The reason being the examiner is looking for concise answers. Then next is the cue card round. Students are a bit scared about this round because you have to speak for 2 minutes at a stretch, and just a topic is given about on the spot and you have to start speaking. You will be given a 1 minute preparation time in which you will be provided a piece of paper where you can write some hints that you can use during the speaking module when you are speaking about the cue card. But the cue card will be taken back after the 1 minute preparation time. You will only be left with your piece of paper. I have given some tips to how to go about the speaking module in my video that I have mentioned about the complete guide. And then the round 3 is pretty much about follow-ups. It's just based on the round 2. Some questions that are related to the round 2 will be asked, and you have to answer that in about 3 to 4 lines, a bit longer than the usual answers that you gave in your round 1. And that pretty much sums up this video. And if you have any queries, then the comment section is open for that. You can also maybe text me on Instagram. My Instagram handle will be mentioned in the description box. You can join our Telegram channel for a lot of interesting stuff and materials and resources about for the IELTS exam, and the notes for a lot of our lectures. And also you can join our Discord server where we'll be posting a lot of things, and you can practice with each others and find study buddies for that. So yeah, that pretty much sums it up. At last, I would So at last, I would say thank you for watching the video. Have a really nice day or night or evening. And once again, subscribe to the channel, like the video, show some love in the comment section, and you can check out the notes, the Telegram channel, the Instagram handle, the Discord server, and all the best for learning and all the best for your exam.